House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 2. Watch the full episode on HBO Max. In what way will we get traumatized this time? What the hell? I didn't even finish my sentence. What in the... Wow, this is dark. I don't think I'll ever get used to it.
4 ships have now been lost. The last one was flying my banner.
Here we go.
I'm not prepared to start a war with the free cities.
These pirates are not the free cities.
That would be kinda exciting, starting a war. It's probably not the correct thing to do, but...
I've sent envoys to Pentos and Volantis to see if we might find common cause.
that Corliss dude might leave. I don't know, he does not seem happy.
You have Dragon Riders, father.
Okay, interesting suggestion.
Send us.
He's like, oh, maybe that's a good idea.
Why don't you take the princess to see about the
So many voices to listen to. It's actually very easy to become mad. To go crazy, listening to so many different people. And their advice, I guess. The setup for what is to come was fantastic, and so was the introduction to the main characters and their personalities. This world keeps on delivering. It is up there as one of my favorite fantasy worlds. So we have this inner conflict within House Targaryen. King Viserys' brother Daemon was the heir to the throne, until the king changed his mind and decided that his firstborn child, Rhaenyra, is to take over the throne after him. And that seems to have caused a problem. No way Daemon's ego and pride can handle that. The question now is, who will ally with who? Remember, there is also another Targaryen who might feel bitterness towards King Viserys. Not sure to what extent she would feel that bitterness though. Maybe it's not enough to rebel against the king. There is a bit of tension though. I'm quite surprised that I am enjoying this Targaryen political drama as much as I do. The characters are super interesting. I might not like Daemon and the way he is, but man, he is freaking fascinating. On the verge of becoming a complete nutcase. But I'm here for it. Also, I'm over on Patreon. I offer full-length reactions, early access, and exclusive content. Take a look if you're interested. Thank you so much for the support.
The Desmond has proved strong and steady in both the tourney lists and without.
Oh, alright. She's like, nah, I'm not impressed.
Do any of these knights have combat experience?
Fair question.
Sir Criston Cole.
He does. Or what?
Be welcome.
I should probably remember all of these characters.
I fought for a year as a foot soldier against the Dornish incursion.
I choose Sir Criston Cole.
Maybe you should listen to everyone first.
My father should be defended by a man who's known real combat.
He's like, yeah, she's got a point.
Of course, princess.
I know, I want to like this person, this character, but he looks like someone who's a bit sneaky. Many of you are not subscribed. If you enjoy what I'm doing, I'd appreciate it if you stayed. Oh no.
Tell me, how is Rhaenyra?
Maybe you should try to approach her.
I wish she would approach me.
What if you went to her?
Dude, I'm telling you.
I think she would open herself to you if invited.
You're the grown-up here. I don't know, this is making me feel a bit uncomfortable.
It's only been half a year since my mother died, and already they tried to marry my father off and replace me as heir.
What if your father were to remarry?
Oh, wait a minute. What if there will be some beef between these two in the future? Never say never. Best friends forever? I'm actually not sure. I just have a feeling that this friendship has the potential to turn toxic, nasty, probably ugly as well. So far so good though. I might be reading it all wrong. She's like, I don't care about this. I don't believe in this. She seems like a very straightforward, pragmatic, logical person.
What do I say? Whatever you wish.
Have you ever wished something? Surely you have. Oh. She's crying.
I want him to see me as more than his little girl.
Well, that was a sweet moment.
Your fleet is one of the realm's most important assets, Lord Corliss.
Well, then treat it like it is.
To avoid war until such time it is unavoidable.
Yeah, well, that's actually what you should do. But you can't be naive as well. You have to see the signs, not ignore them.
At the moment, the crown is perceived as being vulnerable.
She's like, I'd be so much better than you.
To elude a storm, you can either sail into it or around it. But you must never await its coming.
And those were some wise words. A round of applause.
Wed our daughter Lena. Unite the two great surviving Valyrian houses.
Oh.
I haven't given marriage much thought.
I'm not ready.
You could not ask for a stronger match than Lena.
He's like, but I promised my kid that she'd take over after me. Are you guys gonna talk? Come on, speak some. This is the time for it. That would be so awkward. I wouldn't enjoy that.
We haven't spoken much.
Finally, someone said something. And it's her. What's up with him?
I discovered that Sir Criston was the only man among them with true battle experience.
You will make a fine knight of the King's Guard.
That's also something to keep an eye on. I feel like nothing is random in this show. Oh. Well, he's falling apart. He will not last for long. The king looks like a character who will die quite early in the show.
So, what is your advice, dear Otto?
The Lady Lena.
Why is it so hard to trust this dude? Look at his facial expressions. He's like on the verge of becoming a villain.
I do fear what Rhaenyra might think.
What does it matter, Your Grace?
It matters a lot, actually.
You are the king, but I do not envy you.
Guys, what do you feel? His facial expressions don't match his words. He's like, I do not envy you. And it looked like he did just that. What the hell is this, even?
I would give you many children of pure Valyrian blood, so that we might strengthen the royal line and the realm.
I don't know. I don't think my brain can handle that. Turn around, go home.
What did your mother...
Child.
That I wouldn't have to bed you until I turned 14.
Alright then. He's like, nah, I don't want any of that. And she's like, oh, I'ma kill that little brat.
It bothers you, does it not?
It's his duty to take a new wife and strengthen his line.
I did not ask for a lesson in politics. I asked whether this bothers you.
She saw right through that.
If you mean to elicit some anger from me, you should know that you're failing, Princess.
Quite the opposite.
Why are you so smug about that?
And when that boy comes of age and your father has passed, the men of the realm will expect him to be heir.
Well, then we have a war on our hands.
They denied you, Princess Rhaenys.
Okay, calm down. What is this beef between an old woman and a child? A young girl. Maybe there are some valuable lessons here. For her. If she's open for some feedback. But you could have said all of that in a much nicer way. Maybe that's not your style. Well, you hold that bit of bitterness.
Seems the realm wants a new queen.
This dude is surrounded by kids.
I brought you something.
Oh, what is that? Show us, please. Oh, wow. It made him happy for real. Now, who's disturbing?
Your Grace, I've called the small council to an emergency session.
An emergency session? What the hell has happened? Oh, something has happened. Oh, he is back and causing trouble.
Her Grace is with child, and is to have a dragon's egg placed in the babe's cradle, in the custom of House Targaryen.
This is about to escalate. Very quickly.
My brother wishes to provoke me.
Of course. What did you expect? Does it matter? It probably does. I have no idea what that actually means, but it gave me goosebumps.
Assemble a detachment, Otto.
Okay, what are we gonna do?
And drag David back to face justice myself.
You will not succeed. You will not come back.
But I cannot allow it. It's too dangerous.
Yes. Very wise.
Let me go to Dragonstone.
You? Nah, that's even more stupid. You think you're going to come back?
You're to relinquish the dragon's egg, disband your army, banish your whore.
What are you saying? I don't think he understands the situation.
Those traditions are for the true-born children of royalty, not for bastards fathered on a common horse.
Why so harsh towards her? She's getting all the heat.
Our love does not know titles and tradition.
I like that about him.
To choose violence here is to declare war against your king.
Maybe that is what he wants. Oh, an interesting answer.
The death of your unborn child and its mother.
Like, guys, come on, what did you expect? How many times have I said that? No, 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 calm down, calm down. Yeah, he means business. Just leave. Before you die. Good. Very well done. What even? Why did that scare me? Oh, she's here. She came as well. Maybe he'll actually listen to her. An interesting conversation. She's like, I've had enough of this.
If you wish to be restored as heir, you'll need to kill me.
I don't think he wants that. He kinda likes her. He cares for her. That is how I understand him so far. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think she knows that as well. See? She played that very well, but you can't keep doing this forever. He'll snap one day. This wouldn't have worked without her. And that was obvious. Now, let's see what he does. He is not happy. Now, how do you feel about all of that?
These men might not put the prince's head on a spike, but what would they do with the commoner he claims is taken to wife and made with child?
No one will harm you.
Well, her concern is very fair.
I came to you to be liberated.
Liberated? From what?
Fear.
A lot of interesting dialogue in this episode.
Lena Valarian, Lord Corlys is your master of ships. And she is the eldest daughter of the wealthiest house in the realm.
Does this dude give good advice? Let's find out.
What's Dennis like? She is 12. She will mature.
Nah, I ain't having that.
What if I was to reject Lord Corlys' proposal?
Yeah, what would happen then? Yeah, but what does that mean? Some sound advice from this dude?
You should wed Lena Valarian, your grace.
It's probably smart, but it feels very, very wrong.
You fled King's Landing without a word.
Yeah, but what does your word actually mean right now? She might have saved you.
You could have been killed.
I feel like she's good at this game. She has been observing for all those years.
And retrieve the egg without bloodshed. A feat I'm not sure Sir Otto could have accomplished alone.
He would have failed. I'm certain.
I have decided to take...
Okay, let's hear this. Who will he go for? The big moment. She seems understanding. I like that.
I intend to marry
Who? Come on, before the episode ends.
the Lady Alicent Hightower
What?
before Spring's End.
Actually,
This is an absurdity.
I kinda don't want to interfere. I need to process this. What does this mean? I feel like the king went with his heart, with his feelings. And look at that. What did I say? Best friends forever? You have just caused chaos with that decision. And I love that. It will be interesting for the story.
For centuries, my house had to scratch out an existence from the sea.
Alright, my dude, don't get greedy. This dude seems super power hungry. But I can say the same about everyone, pretty much. So he's not different. He's just more outspoken, more straightforward about this. Now who the hell? Of course, this makes so much sense. A match made in heaven.
Some Mirish prince is feeding Westerosi sailors to the crabs.
Oh, of course, that's why he's called the crab feeder.
I will not have Driftmark beggared while our king idles himself with feasts and balls and tourneys.
I will speak with my brother as I wish.
But
You will
Okay, there's still some respect. He's like, be careful, watch yourself.
We are the realm's second sons, Daemon.
No, he's feeding his ego.
Our worth is not given. It must be made.
Bring it on. I love that. What will he do, Daemon? Yikes. What even was that? Is that a mask? I hope so. It can't be a face. Maybe it can. It's a fantasy world. What am I even talking about? This show is just as good as its predecessor when it comes to hinting at where the story is going. The subtle but powerful foreshadowing is very well executed. Toxicity is what we should expect. There are no obvious choices for the characters. Whatever they do, a problem is created. The bitterness that I spoke of from the king's cousin, well, we saw it all in this episode. Even the friendship between Rhaenyra and Alicent is starting to crumble, and my sadistic side loves it. For some reason, I just want chaos. I'm just not emotionally involved or attached when it comes to the Targaryens. And I mean that in a good way. If they all kill each other, I might just bring the popcorn. It's phenomenal stuff. Oh, and let's go Team Otto. I just love characters like him. He reminds me a bit of Baelish. Anyway, this episode was heavy on dialogue, and I specifically enjoyed the conversation between Rhaenyra and the king's cousin. The young generation met the older. And yes, guess what? It was toxic. Peak entertainment is what I call that. The first half of the episode was a bit slower. It kinda killed my energy and it was a bit hard to recover from that. But I love the second part. Things really turned up. And for that reason, I'm gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10. As soon as Daemon entered the picture, everything turned great. He kinda steals the show. And here is a little prediction. Viserys is not surviving this season. That's a bold one, right? He just made enemies out of everyone. A record actually. All it took was 2 episodes. I'm very impressed. Anyway guys, that's it for this time. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, then please subscribe and leave a like. I'd really appreciate that. Now take care and see you next time. Thank you for being a watcher. This channel is proudly powered by Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, uncut watch-alongs, exclusive reactions, or if you simply want to see everything before everyone else does, then for the price of a drink, you can unlock it all. Follow the link in the description for more information. And most importantly, thank you for the support.